Thank you, Bonnie. I'm Todd Seabrook. I'm one of the virtual coordinators at Seeds of Literacy. I'm here to introduce Delilah Brown. When Delilah Brown started at Seeds in 2020, she was a Kinsman student on the East Side location. At least technically she was a student. In reality, we rarely saw her. And she only lived 9 minutes away, just straight down Union, and she wasn't very far away from us. And we were so excited to have her because her assessment scores were really good, and we were like, oh man, we can actually get a grad. Here we go, we got someone. Let's get it done, here we go. And Kara and I were very excited. Kara's the other East Side coordinator. But getting Delilah to class was a different story. Kara and I would call her, hey, Delilah, you coming to class? Haven't seen you in class in a minute or ever. How about that class? Class would be great, right? And Delilah, as you're about to hear her speak, she has this incredibly kind but sly way to defer our prodding, like, oh, Lord, I'm coming. I'm trying. And that's all she would say. And we're like, okay, you should probably come to class, though. But eventually, we pestered her enough to get her in to take a practice test, because practice tests are like the high-level thing we want them to do. And she passed it, of course. And we're like, great, come back tomorrow. We'll take more practice tests. And she said, well, I don't know if I can come back. Getting here, I had to take an Uber because I don't drive or have a car. And it cost me $30 just to come straight down Union, a 9-minute car ride. And so Karen and I are like, okay, yeah, don't do that. Don't ever do that again. We'll figure something else out. That Karen and I immediately felt terrible about prodding her forever to come to class just for that to happen. But that's not the only reason. Karen and I we were sad that here was a situation where a student had the intellectual ability to pass this GED, to get it done. It just didn't have the financial means to get into class to get it started. And that was just pretty devastating to us. But eventually, COVID hit, and we opened up a virtual classroom, and Delilah was one of our first students in the virtual classroom. And she's been a staple ever since. Kara and I sometimes fight over which coordinator gets to claim Delilah as a student. I think I win because I'm giving this introduction. That's right, Kara. Yeah, that's right. But all the coordinators know Delilah, and we think she's one of our extraordinary students. Not just because she's an exemplary student who comes all the time and has done the work, but I also just like to call Delilah every now and then and say, hey, how's it going? I just like talking to her because she's so positive and such an inspiration. So she's going to share a little of her own story with you right now. So please welcome Delilah Brown.
Thank you, Todd. Hello, everyone. My name is Delilah Brown, and I'm 46 years old, and I live here in the Cleveland area, in the Slavic Village area. In case you couldn't tell, I'm from the South, but I lived here all over the country. Memphis, California, Las Vegas, and Georgia. I have 3 children and 4 grandchildren, and I have spent my life caring for my family, which is why I moved all over the country. But Cleveland is my home now, and I have found new families, my church family and my education family, Seeds of Literacy. 2 years ago, I created a vision board at my church in which I wrote down personal goals. I have spent most of my life caring for others. That's why I moved to Cleveland, to be close to my daughter, which is deaf. And I'm currently taking care of my 73-year-old mother. But the vision board was something for me, something that I wanted to achieve for myself. One of those goals was to focus on my health, and this year I had major weight loss surgery that allowed me to do exactly that. Also written on the vision board was the words, earn my GED. it's an easy phrase to write. It's just 2 words, huh? But those words can be very terrifying. It has been 30 years since I seen a textbook. I had to leave school in the 10th grade to take care of my family. And I missed out on a lot, not having an education. I always wanted a steady job, and I always wanted a steady paycheck, but I always wanted to do better for myself and my kids, but not having a GED really held me back. The only jobs I can have was under the table or day-to-day income. So I had to spend much of my life caring for those that I love. So in 2020, I decided it was time to care for myself, and that's when I joined Seed Literacy. I had attended other programs, but at Seeds, the coordinators and tutors truly care about their students. They called me when I didn't show up. They kept me on the study plan, and Todd even arranged a ride to the testing center so I could take my social studies test because I had no other way. I consider them family. They have taken care of me the way I've always taken care of my family. It has been a long journey, and it definitely hasn't been easy, and it took a lot of work, a lot of studying, and a lot of praying. With God's help, I wouldn't have made it this far on this journey. He has brought me through, and I know he will continue to do so. So I stand here before you today, have already passed 3 of my test scores of my sessions of the GED. And I will take my final math test this month. Today, I'm more positive about my life. I'm more optimistic about my life. And after I earn my GED, I plan on enrolling into college to further my education. My vision for my future is being realized now. And I want to thank Seeds of Literacy for all you've done for me. And thank you all for supporting such a blessed organization. Thank you.